been a little while since the first week of the season. We got to come in here and really, have that kind of celebration in our home locker room, and to be on the last, to be on senior day, to be at the very end, and all the things that we've been through, all the things that those seniors have been through. We've never talked about the future. You guys asked me about it, I think, maybe even last week, about, hey, where's this program heading and what can people be excited about? And I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to overshadow those kids that have been here for 4 or 5, some only 2 years, but the guys that are the seniors, we really want to do this for them. And this week we actually put it on their shoulders and said, hey, we will go as you guys go. We will go not just how you play, but how you handle yourself, how you speak, how you walk, how you talk, your body language, your demeanor, everything about you. And I can tell you that was probably one of the best ones we've had, from a group of guys. Not that everything was perfect, obviously, and it's really hard. I keep reminding, it's really hard to win, and there's a fine line. And it doesn't just happen because of luck. It happens because of the demeanor and the body language and the energy of guys like Mike Boone, of guys like Jalen Minor. Those guys really, to me, put it on their shoulders. And I think it showed today. So excited, really excited about where we're headed. At this point in time, about to start talking about that. And you got to find those energy things. And even if it's a 1 point, it doesn't matter. It gives us a chance to push ourselves into the off season. And I think I brought it up. Everybody, yeah, you're disappointed you don't have an opportunity to go play in a bowl game. You're disappointed you don't have those 14 practices. But I know this team's got going to get a hell of a lot better, and it's outside of even practice. I'm not as worried about the practices that we'll miss, because I think there's so many intangible things that we can get better at even without practice. And it's really that stuff in that locker room, that stuff that really lasts a long time.
Questions?
Can you describe what you were feeling when that extra point kick was no good?
You know what? I'm probably I got to celebrate a little more. It's you don't want it to be relief. You want it to be such joyful. All I could think about was the seniors and just how they have an opportunity to take that jersey off for the last time and really at least have that emotion, that energy. And that's really what I can think about. It's not about, hey, where we're headed and we're moving forward, but about the struggles, the ups and the downs those guys have had, and it's almost fitting that it kind of ends that way.
It's a huge up and down swing, the pass interference, touchdown.
There's a lot of gamesmanship, obviously. They've been doing it a long time, and using your timeouts and trying to get a look at the formation and trying to assume what's going to happen. And we might have lost one there without not having a timeout left for the very last one. But you try to remind them, and they just took 3 shots at getting a PI or a jump ball, and it ended up paying off for them in the long run. But it comes down to how you really truly finish. And since the day we walked in here, January 9th, and addressed the guys, we told them it's going to be about how we finish, not about how we start. How we finish, and we're going to finish because of the care and the joy and the things that are going to be inside this locker room. It has nothing to do with talent.
Hayden Moore comes back from a strip sack, could have been really costly, and he drives down the field and puts this game up 7. Can you speak to that drive and his composure?
Oh, you got to be able to take some of that, and I think that's the maturity that you start to see that happens throughout the entire season. And I think that's where I'm most proud of some of those seniors, that offensive line. That Mike Boone and that you can get frustrating. We throw a pick and Mike would like to have the ball in his hand, and why don't we run? But they had the ability to push past it, which we haven't done. If you really look at us the last few weeks, when bad things have happened, we have not been able to recover. Whether we throw a pick in the end zone, last week we miss an interception, we miss a deep ball the very next set, and next thing you know, the ball's rolling, and we couldn't generate any energy. That happens to us, and even late in the game, that happens to us. And you got to give the credit to our leaders, our seniors, that they didn't drop their head. Things that we did maybe even 3 weeks ago. So it has a lot to do with Hayden and his ability to push past it, but it has a lot to do with the people around him that have the chance to be able to pick him up.
You started January 9th here. Now that the season's over, how do you assess your season and how did it go?
We got a long way to go. To me, the play on the field is easy to assess. It's not where we want to be by any means. The trust and the respect in that locker room is is the thing that I think we'll continue to build. And people don't quite understand that, you know, when you're really looking at a program, it's not just about talent. Everybody can say, hey, you can't wait to go out and recruit and, you know, get your own talent. And, you know, I mean, every coach, hey, you know, you talk to somebody that make you feel better about, hey, when you get your own guy. No, these are our guys, you know, and these are the guys that we have. And the ability to build some of those things in the locker room is what's so important to me, you know, and that's why, you know, yes, the end of the season, we said it to the seniors, this isn't how we planned it. You know, this isn't how I want it to end, you know. Not that we didn't want to end on a win, but we didn't want to end, you know, with you guys out of an opportunity to continue to play at a bowl game. But there's a lot of things that we build upon. There's a lot of things that we exposed of ourselves too. And I think the greatest thing about being a first year is you got a big vision on where you need to go to really take this thing to the next level.
What role does momentum play in the offseason?
I mean, it's in everything. I mean, 18 to 22-year-olds now. I mean, come on. You know, I mean, it's an instant world now, and the ability to have those positives, it's tough. You've seen the biggest issue we've had in the entire season is being able to handle some adversity. You know, we give up a sack, or we have a penalty, or you know, those things that, you know, people just look at well, you had 11 penalties 2 weeks ago. Well, actually, we had 13. But the reality is the ability to handle those things and move past them takes an incredible amount of maturity. It takes an incredible amount of trust and belief in the locker room. So, you know, we still got a ways to go, but I think that, you know, from things like this, we have a chance to truly build.
Anybody else?
Thank you. Appreciate it.